And Baguio corner.
Final instructions from Olivier Coste. We are set for 3 rounds, and this one will be interesting. Can Maira Mazar solidify her number 5 spot in the strawweight rankings? A win for Jenelyn Olsim tonight.
Ready?
That place
Ready?
from Maira Mazar. Jenelyn is giving up the experience, but we know that everyone at Team LAKAY is so full of guts and intestinal fortitude, and Jenelyn Olsim is no exception. In the trademark red Team LAKAY trunks is the Filipina.
You've got that battle between 2 of Asia's top. Oh, look at that right hand. I think it caught her.
Mazar in trouble early. Can Olsim capitalize here?
I think Olsim hurt her with that right hand. You could see Mazar drop to her knee. Now she's trying to attempt a front headlock, and she might be underneath the chin here. She might be able to switch, drop to her back, and finish this guillotine. But look, she's transitioning into a darce.
Let me tell you, folks, if Olsim beats Mazar here tonight, it would be considered an upset. What a cracking start here from Jenelyn Olsim. The knees now from the Filipina into the ribs of the Brazilian.
I think Olsim might be giving Mazar a chance to get her wits back. I like how she's kneeing her from the bottom here.
Mitch, would you break off? Would you go back to your striking here against Mazar? That's what was working. That's what hurt her earlier.
Yeah, I think she caught her flush on the chin, which made her take that knee. And now Olsim is just trying to touch her up with those knees. Nice little shoot in there from Mazar. But I think Olsim's just attempting to squeeze on that choke.
Don't grab the shirt, don't grab the shirt.
Well, will they rue the technique of Jenelyn Olsim when this one's all over? Could she have finished Maira Mazar had she not locked up with her? She might continue here from Olsim.
She might know something we don't, Michael, because she is attempting to take Mazar out with these knees, and she's got a really tight grip. You can see she's got almost kind of like a reverse sleeper hold on Maira Mazar.
And now she breaks. Here's the distance now. Now the striking, a Muay Thai champion versus a Sander champion.
Mazar wants to use straight, clean punches because she knows that Olsim comes a little bit wide with her punches.
Both in orthodox stance. Outside leg kick misses there for Jenelyn Olsim. Been a great first round for Jenelyn so far. Maira gets out of the way of the jab, drift back to center circle. 2:40 remains in the first. Maira just taking some time to recompose herself here. What was really impressive last month in that great TKO victory in the 3rd round was the way that Maira listened to everything her corner said, Mitch.
Yeah, and right now I believe that's a lazy
bang!
Another!
Smack bang on the kiss of the right hand from the Muay Thai champion, Jenelyn Olsim.
Ooh, Olsim's got a hammer in that right hand.
Are we in for a shock? Are we in for an upset? Up kicks here from Maira Mazar. My word, what an opening round. The sledgehammer of the right hand from Jenelyn Olsim.
Yeah, Olsim needs to let her get up and stay on this with that right hand. Just keep touching her. But Mazar's a veteran. She knows what she's doing in there. Might have hit a poke.
Time.
Well, poke in the left eye. Rich Franklin, did you see that one?
Yeah, it was definitely a poke, accidental poke at that, but she'll have the duration of the round if she needs to recover from here. I've actually been poked in the eye before. If it's a really bad poke, you have an inability to actually focus with that eye, so it causes a lot of depth perception issues for the athlete.
Rich, you've got to be elated at how Jenelyn Olsim has performed so far. As we take a look at this accidental, there it is, the finger poke to the eye, just accidental from Jenelyn. But Rich, this is going to be impressive so far.
Yeah, I'm elated, like you said, but I'm not surprised because Jenelyn is one of those people that always stands in the pocket. You can see from the beginning of her performance here, not a lot of head movement, not a lot of foot movement. She's just going to throw down on the inside.
Ready?
She's catching Maira.
We recontinue first round. It's been all one-way traffic to Jenelyn Olsim of the Philippines. Outside leg kick from Maira Mazar of Brazil. Outside leg there from Jenelyn. Clash of leg kicks.
You know, Jenelyn has taken a year off, and it looks like that time away has done her some good. She's been adding a strength and conditioning program out there at Team LAKAY, and we are seeing the fruits of her labor with that right hand.
Jenelyn is the Philippines national Muay Thai champion. Maira Mazar, a Pan Am, South American and national Sander champion.
Olsom's coming right over that jab. She counters that jab beautifully with that right hand over the top. Maira Mazar's got to make sure she gets that hand back fast.
Jab from Maira, rib kick there from Jenelyn. Jenelyn's last two bouts were in Singapore. Good popping right hand there from Maira. High head kick from Jenelyn, trying to control center circle. Only has half as much professional experience as Maira Mazar. Mazar, number 5 ranked strawweight. This would be an upset if Jenelyn beats Maira tonight. So far, so good for the Filipina. Tags her again with that right hand.
You can see the way that Mazar enters the pocket. She's just staying in there, engaged in that firefight, and that's when Olsom's able to touch her with that right hand. Maira's got to have a little bit better head movement, get into the pocket, and then start circling out.
Nice high kick off the left leg, sprung well to Jenelyn. And we go to the towels at the end of the one. Wherever you're watching around the world, folks, let us know your thoughts. Follow us at One Championship on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram.
Check this out. This is how the round got started. You can see that, yeah, it didn't look like she punched her right there. She just kind of stuck her hand out as she came in and caught her clean. But then that one was a huge right hand that she was able to land right as Mazar came in. Let's take another look at it. Beautifully done. I think she learned something from Capitan in the Academy. She parried down the lead hand, came right across and hammered her with that right hand. Rich Franklin, how did you score that one?
Look, this is a round that definitely goes in Jenelyn Olsom's favor. This was basically a stand-up round the whole way through. And if you look at the striking superior category of the judging, she did a great job of every time Maira came in for a single strike here and there, Jenelyn was landing several punches, 2-3 combinations and stuff, but then ultimately she landed that big right hand late in the round that gave her the drop. So that actually scored her on the damage portion of the judging criteria. So she's ahead on my scorecards.
Second round of 3. Beautiful front kick. Oh, that was perfectly placed from Jenelyn. The timing, exquisite. Now Maira, off her back. Will Jenelyn allow her to stand? Leaps in there, ground and pound, hammer fist strikes off the right hand.
Jumps in with the flying knee and then goes after a toe hold. That was wild.
Was that a smart one though, Mitch, or should she have stayed standing? Should she have allowed Maira back to her feet to engage her in the striking?
She's having a lot of success on the counter-striking angle here, but I like the innovation that she's trying to do. The toe hold looked to me like it could have been the wrong way. I think she was just trying to maybe stretch out the calf of Maira Mazar, but she nailed the flying knee inside the guard though.
This is all part of the new generation of Team LAKAY who are dynamic, who are exciting, like Lito Adewang, Jenelyn Olsom. They're bringing something that the other guard didn't. They're bringing just more excitement, more repertoire, more technique, more fun ways of finishing people.
Like the passion lock from Joshua Paschal. They make things up on the fly.
Maira Mazar needs to try and turn the tide, but the question is, Dragon, how does she do that?
She's got to take this thing to the ground. She's got to utilize some of that, those Sonda takedowns to maybe get in nice and tight. When she's inside the pocket, stay there. Get nice and tight inside that clinch, and then press her up against the wall, just like she's doing now. Now she can look for a takedown, but those knees hurt.
Beautiful Muay Thai clinch and gut-munching knees. Belly button through the back there from Jenelyn Olsom.
Olsom has an answer for everything. When Maira Mazar did try to engage inside the clinch, Olsom tied up the head inside that Muay Thai clinch and started delivering those knees.
This girl is fun, folks. She is fun, Jenelyn Olsom. Only 23 years old. 12 years the younger of Maira Mazar. And what ownership so far from the Filipina. But Maira Mazar far from done. She's got experience on the feet and on the ground. Maira Mazar can flip this one over with one strike, with one takedown. But can she find it?
See, that's how she's getting nice and tight. She's staying in that side of that pocket. She needs to keep Olsom on the back foot. She needs to put those combinations together. Maybe even start mixing inside the kicks with these combinations.
Outside leg kick from Maira. Has Jenelyn on the outside at the moment. Jenelyn circling into the right hand, going the wrong way.
That was a good right hand landed by Mazar, though. Entered that pocket, started letting go of those hands. You can see how Olsom's kind of parrying down the punches, and she's countering very well to Mazar's combinations.
The output from Jenelyn, not as much over the last 60 seconds as it was earlier, Dragon.
Yeah, because you can see Mazar is starting to put combinations together. She's not just throwing one or two shots. She's putting together multi-string combinations.
Big outside leg kick, takedown almost there from Maira, but Jenelyn stays on her feet. Muay Thai clinch needed the midsection, and Maira wisely breaks off. Maira still controlling center circle, pressing Jenelyn to the outside, really for the first time in this match. In the first round, it was Jenelyn Olsim who was controlling center circle.
So you can see Olsom's trying to counter punch. She's trying to pull Maira Mazar in and then counter off of her shots.
She take her down here, Maira. 110 remaining, second round of 3. Some better signs from Maira in the second round, Dragon.
Good takedown defense so far. Instead of pummeling in and going to a 50-50 position, Olsom tries to frame off with that Muay Thai clinch. That's been very successful takedown defense for Olsom, is to transition into that Muay Thai clinch instead of pummeling in.
Rich Franklin, that Muay Thai clinch and knee has to be scoring for Olsom, right?
Definitely. You know, Olsom's still doing a good job of putting combinations together, but right around the 3-minute mark of this match, Maira started picking up her combinations, putting things together in bunches, but still, Jenelyn's doing a good job of dictating where she wants the match to be. She's defending the takedowns, keeping it standing. Her output has just dropped off a little bit. I would be careful if I was her, though, because we saw Maira land that right hand before, and she holds her head high, especially when she disengages from these combinations, and she stands a chance, especially as Maira is getting more and more aggressive of getting caught as she's exiting one of these combinations.
Final stages of the second round, takedown there from Maira Mazar. Inside the guard of Jenelyn Olsim.
That's going to score right there. Finally, Mazar was able to turn her and put her onto her back. And that's a great way to end that round and just score a little bit of points there in that final stand. She still can turn it on. As Rich Franklin said, at that 3-minute mark, that's when things started to switch. There's the beautiful timing of Jenelyn Olsim. Here's this flying knee. Check this out. She jumps in, splits the guard of Mazar, and then goes after the calf stretch. Look at that. Rich Franklin, how did you score that second?
Well, I didn't score the jumping knee. I wouldn't have advised her if I was her corner, but I will say this. You can tell that she's comfortable enough in the ring here, in the circle, to just try some new things. Look, Jenelyn, in my opinion, only opened the gap more, and you can see from Maira's face there how much accumulated damage is starting to happen. So we have some internal damage from the knockdown in the first round, some accumulated damage from all the strikes that are starting to land here. I've also scored Maira with some a little bit of superficial damage on Jenelyn's face at this point in time, so she is scoring in that category. But right now, Jenelyn is controlling the striking superiority and the damage category judging, which puts her ahead significantly on my scorecard.
Comments from the ace, Rich Franklin, who's joining us circle side and helping us score tonight's bouts. And this is a superb performance so far from 23-year-old Jenelyn Olsim of the Philippines. Right hand there from Maira Mazar, trying to hold on to her number 5 ranking in the strawweight division, where the champion is the unflappable Vs.Jenelyn. All tied up here. Chance for knees if she can get them for Jenelyn Olsim. No, it's a takedown from Maira.
Beautifully done there, but look at this.
She tapped her out! She tapped her out! Can you believe it? It's the shot! It's the shot!
Oh, Maira Mazar fell into the trap laid by Jenelyn Olsim. She tied up the neck with that deep choke, and then when Mazar spun her around and put her down, the choke got even tighter. She had that deep, and as soon as it hit the ground, she got the tap. That was a thing of beauty. Look at that. Look at this standing choke from the top. Maira Mazar tried to jump over. Here's Jenelyn flipping her over to the side, and the choke got so deep from the bottom.
Ace Rich Franklin, you just jumped out of your seat.
I did, but you know, I said this in the beginning. I'm a fan of Jenelyn because she's well-rounded and she's aggressive. And she showed that in this match. Striking superiority, she was out-striking Maira the entire time. And then she tried to jump a knee at one point in the match and then finished off with this choke at the end. She just shows she can do everything.
Let's go now to Tom Lau. My word, that was crazy.
This match was presented to you by Petron. Ladies and gentlemen, your referee has called a stop to this contest for your winner by way of submission, Jenelyn